Hi 7th graders, I hope day 1 of distance learning went well. Today we are going to work on day 2 of distance learning. So all of your assignments will be in the Thursday 120 and Friday 121 folder. So if we take a look at that folder, it talks about what you need to do. So the first thing is to watch this video and take careful notes while you are watching 5.6. Okay, so that's what this video is going to be talking about. Then you need to complete the IXL, which is 06 to 70% or higher. And then you need to work on the blue worksheet for 5.6. And then lastly, you need to make sure that you have completed all of those IXLs. So if you take a look, they are J1, J2, J5, K6, K7, J11, J12, and 06. Just a reminder, this is the second to last lesson of Unit 5, so we have one more after this lesson. So we want to make sure that we are working hard on getting them all completed and not waiting until the last minute to finish your IXLs. Alright, so let's get started. In this folder, copy over the notes for 5.6 and then go back to Notability, and let's get started going through our notes. So this was 5.6. At the very top, fill out your topic and your learning target. So this is converting units of measure. And our learning target is I can convert units of measure using a conversion or scale factor. Alright, so this lesson is all about setting up different proportions and then cross-multiplying. So if we take a look at our vocab word for today is conversion factor. A conversion factor is a ratio that represents the same quantity but uses different units. So, for example, 1 foot is the exact same as 12 inches. And another example, 16 ounces is the same as 1 pound. Okay, so now let's practice. Number 1, we have 22 gallons and we want to convert it to quarts. So they tell us that there's 1 gallon in 4 quarts. So that's your first ratio. So we have 1 gallon over 4 quarts. Okay. Now we want to figure out how many quarts are in 22 gallons. So this 22 gallons needs to go on the top because that's where our gallons go in the other problem. And then x goes on the bottom. So now we cross multiply. 1 times x is just x. And then 4 times 22 gives us 88. And our label is quarts. So that's all we have to do. Let's go take a look at number 2. This time we have 3 miles to inches. 1 mile is the same as 63,360 inches. So I like to use this first ratio, our hint. I like to use that as your first fraction. So we have 1 mile over 63,360 inches. And then we want to figure out 3 miles. So that goes on the top because that's where our miles are. And x goes on the bottom. So now we cross multiply. 1 times x is just x. Now you're going to want a calculator for this because I don't know about you, but I don't know what 63,360 times 3 is. So when I type that in on my calculator, I get 190,080, and we are talking about inches. Alright, moving on to number 3. This time we have 127 centimeters to inches. Here's our conversion rate. 1 inch is the same as 2.54 centimeters. So that's going to be your first ratio. 1 inch over 2.54 centimeters. And then we're talking about 127 centimeters. So our centimeters is on the bottom, so that 127 goes down on the bottom with your x on top. So now cross multiply. 1 times 127 is 127. And that's equal to 2.54x. Now we need to solve, so we need to divide by 2.54. So we get 127 divided by 2.54 gives us 50, and we are talking about inches. I'd like you to try to pause the video and do number 4 on your own and come back and check your work. So go ahead and pause it right now. Alright, so now that you have solved the problem, let's check your answers. So our first conversion rate is 1 pound, and I abbreviate pound as LB, over 16 ounces. And that's equal to, we're talking about 132 ounces, so that goes on the bottom, and X goes on the top. So now we cross multiply, 1 times 132 is 132, and that's equal to 16X. Now we need to divide both sides by 16. So 132 divided by 16 gives us 8.25, and we're talking about pounds. Alright, so that was our lesson on conversions and converting using a scale factor. So if you have any questions, please send me a message. Otherwise, your assignment right now is to do IXL 06 and the blue worksheet for 5.6. Those are your 2 assignments. Let me know if you have questions. Bye!